Hello friends, how are you? Hope you all are fine. These are the tutor marked assignments. The course code is MCO-06. Course title is Marketing Management. Assignment code is MCO-06. TMA for the session of 2022 and 23. Coverage all blocks. You have to attempt all the questions. The maximum marks it contains 100. Attempt all the questions. What do you mean by buyer behavior? Discuss various social and cultural factors which influence the buyer behavior. दिस क्वेश्चन कंटेन्स 20 मार्क्स, तो आपको उसी अकॉर्डिंग इसका आंसर लिखना होगा. द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, buyer behavior is characterized as any act or set of acts that a buyer engages in when making a purchase. Both good and negative actions by the customer are possible. Simply said, if clients respond favorably to a company's offers, the business will succeed. Additionally, when clients take unfavorable action, the performance and success of the business are significantly threatened. For any marketer to succeed in this cutthroat climate, they must accurately assess the behavior of the consumer. Consumer behavior can be distinct as the study of individuals, groups, or organizations and the processes they use to select, secure, use, and dispose of products, services, expenses, or ideas to satisfy needs and the impacts that these processes have on the customer and society. There is another approach to the concept developed by Solomon. He defines consumer behavior as products, services, ideas, experiences to satisfy needs and desires. It is clear that consumer behavior contains three key elements: pre purchase, purchase, and post purchase. This can be summarized in the decision making process formulation. Factors affecting buyer behavior. Cultural factors. Culture, subculture, and social class are all cultural factors that are principally important in buying behavior. Culture has a large impact on persons' wants and behavior. It can be defined as the set of values, norms, attitudes, and other meaningful symbols that shape human behavior, as well as the art, crafts, or products of that behavior as they are transmitted from one generation to the another. Culture. By setting up general outlook, culture gives the so-called social order. It can be found in our habits, and sometimes they are even embedded in our laws. For example, people are supposed to follow certain rules, and if not, they can go to court and respectively jail. As long as a value or belief is in line with the society's needs, it is accepted as a part of the culture. It may disappear as it lose its functionality. For example, it was considered normal the man to be the head of the family, but nowadays things change and a modern woman is independent and can easily support her using her potential. It is reflected in opportunities for career, clothes choice, freedom of speech. Therefore, this is noticeable that culture change in time. In other words, it is dynamic. The processes, the ability to adapt to the ever-changing environment. During the last century, science has observed the incredible technological process which gave us the computer and internet. This leads to change in lifestyle as well as culture. The amount of time increased comparing to the days of no electronics and transportations. We have changed the conventional work ethic. Cultural norms will continue to change. People continue to change because people necessitate social models that solve certain issues in our life. Nowadays, some cultural trends have emerged that affect the buying behavior. For example, we all know the maxima time is money. Okay, people are more occupied than before, more committed with more obligations, and time is becoming more and more precious. In different cultures, people tend to give up some income for more time. Other example as mentioned before is that modern families ability to choose and purchase products is influenced by the fact that mostly both adults are occupied and the overall income of the household increase. This allows the household to buy more luxury products and should be considered by marketers. It is essential to understand that observing a specific culture gives a company a better chance to sell its service or products In some countries, for example, a color or statement can be in dissonance with the customs and behaves as a particular beliefs of the particular population. For instance, it is going to be difficult for a marketer to advertise Colgate brand because because the sounding of the word when pronounced is similar to the meaning of hang yourself in Spanish. That's why the language is another imperative side of culture that marketers must take in mind. They are obliged to be careful in translating product names, slogans, and promotional message into foreign language so as not to suggest the incorrect meaning. Another example is the color white, which is a common color for washing machines, but in China it is related to death. Therefore, some companies like Electrolux and Whirlpool has changed the color of their products to gray or blue. Subculture. Subculture can be defined as a set of people with distinct behavior and beliefs within a larger culture, and also the essence of a subculture that distinguishes it from a mere social grouping is awareness of style and differences in style in clothing, music, or other phenomena. A culture can be separated into subcultures on the basis of demographic characteristics, geographic regions, political beliefs, national and ethnic background. The members of a distinct subculture possess beliefs, principles, and customs that separate them from other members of the same culture. Adding up, they stick to most of the men culture, belief, values, and model of the larger society. Subculture can be defined then as a diverse cultural group that exists as a specialized segment within a larger, more composite society. For example, a 17-year-old girl may be at the same time teenager, Bulganan or Orthodox anti and rock brands fan. We should expect that involvement in each different subculture would provide its own set of specific beliefs, values, attitudes, and customs. For example, in England, a countless number of subcultures can be recognized. They can be concentrated geographically. For example, you can find many Manchester United fans near the area of Manchester, or they can be geographically dispersed. For example, police officers or medical workers may be found throughout the country. It is of great importance for marketers to recognize subculture so they can then build up exceptional marketing plan to meet their needs and wants. According to the Bulgarian Ministry of Culture, the Turkish population is growing in numbers of the territory of Bulgaria. So to hit this growing segment, some TV programs have launched news emission and commercials in Turkish language. Nevertheless, subculture is not an adequate base for market segmentation. Marketers need to be conscious of not only the subcultural effect in buying behavior, but they should also have in mind that facial and ethical background interrelate with other characteristics such as personality, lifestyle, and social class. Now, social class. Social class can be defined as relatively permanent and ordered division in a society whose members share similar values, interests, and behaviors. The idea of the class structure is that people's buying behavior is often strongly influenced by the class to which they belong or to which they aspire. Basically, social classes by itself do not reflect just income, but also other indications such as education, area habitation, or occupation. Social classes are different in speech patterns, leisure time linking, dress, and many other characteristics. Social classes are evidence for distinct product and brand preferences in many fields, including home furnishing, spare time activities, clothing, car, and cars. Some marketers center their work on one social class. For example, Rolex focus on upper class to sell their products, while Tesco focus on middle and lower class social classes. Lower class. Now, social classes may differ in media choices. Example: people from low class tend to like more reality shows and soap operas on television, and people from upper class prefer TV news, newspapers, books, and magazines. The drawings from social class study that are of importance for marketing can be summarized. There are considerable differences between classes with relevance to buying behavior and The other thing is that a social class system exists in almost all societies. Because of this assortment, different social classes are likely to react in different manners to a seller's marketing programs adapted to specific social classes, social factors, groups. All the formal and informal groups that influence the buying behavior of an individual are that person's reference groups. Consumers may use goods or brands to be recognized with or to become a member of group. Consumers learn from observing how people of their reference groups consume, and they are the exact criterion to make their own consumer decisions. For example, members of certain skateboarding societies tend to purchase shoes from certain brands like DC Shoes. One Osiris reference groups can be direct or indirect. Direct groups refer to face groups, and indirect can be connected to a group that the consumer may actually want to participate. Sports clubs, scientific groups, extra reference groups present an individual to new behavior and lifestyles which influence attitudes and self concept. Marketers thrive to identify target customers' reference groups, but the level of reference group power is different among products and brands. The influence of both the level of reference group power is different among products and brands. The influence of both product and brand choice is robust. All in the case of automobiles and color television. The influence of brand choice in such items as furniture and clothing, and the effect of product choice in such items as drinks and smoking habits. In the case of opinion leaders, marketers should monitor those leaders as they set the trend and have influence to the groups. For example, hip hop wear should be designed and marketed in line with the style and behavior of the typical artist in that branch. Family, roles, and status. Family members comprise the most powerful primary reference group. The family is the most significant social institute for many consumers, and it influences in strong manner values, attitudes, self concept, and buying behavior. For example, we have two families with the same income. The family that values one time a year good survived vacations will spend more money to assure that, comparing to other family that prefers to go on vacation several times a year and will choose to split the income. Decision making roles among family members are likely to vary significantly. According to the type of item purchased, family members assume a variety of roles in the purchase process. According to Kotler, the decision making unit consists of initiator, influencer, decider, buyer, and user. For example, when purchasing a car for their child, initiators could be parents, influencer could be an uncle who is in the car business, decider could be the father, buyer, the car, buying the car could be made by them all together, and the user is the child. Marketers should bear in mind family buying situation along with the distribution of consumer and decision influence more and more the purchase process. It is also essential to understand roles and status of an individual in a society. For example, if a CEO of a multinational company has to purchase clothes, there will be reflection to his status. He would prefer formal, expensive suits rather than casual outfit. Now, the second question is, what are the objectives of pricing? Discuss the basic methods of price determination. It is of also 20 marks. Profit has continued to be primary goal of corporate endeavors. The firm's pricing policies and tactics are intended to achieve the following profit related goals. Maximum current profit. Maximizing existing earnings is one of the goals of pricing. The goal of this purpose is to maximize revenue. The business seeks to establish its price such that it can generate more immediate profits. Company, however, is not permitted to raise prices above the cap, but it focuses on making the most money possible. Second is target return on investment and sales related objectives. The main sales related objective of pricing may include sales growth, target market share. This is the pricing objective. C. Profit related objectives: maximum current profit, target return on investment. Then competition related objectives: to face competition, to keep competitors away, to achieve quality leadership by pricing, to remove competitors. Customer related objectives: to win confidence of customers. Other objectives: market penetration, promoting a new product, maintaining image and reputation in the market, to skim the cream, iron the market, price stability, survival and growth. Market share is a specific volume of sales determined in light of total sales in an industry. For example, company may try to achieve 25% market share in the relevant industry. Increase in market share. Sometimes price and pricing are taken as a tool to increase its market share. When company assumes that its market share is below than expected, it can rise it by appropriate pricing. Pricing is aimed at improving market share. Competition related objectives. Competition is a powerful factor affecting marketing performance. Every company tries to react to the competitors by appropriate business strategies. With reference to price, following competitions related objectives may be prioritized. To face competition, pricing is primarily concerned with facing competition. Today's market is characterized by the severe competition. Company sets and modifies its pricing policy so as to correspond to competitors strongly. Many companies are priced as a powerful means to react to level and intensity of competition. To keep competitors away, to prevent the entry of competitors can be one of the main objectives of pricing. The phrase prevention is better than cure is equally applicable here. If competitors are kept away, we need to fight with them to achieve the objective. A company keeps its price as low as possible to minimize profit attractiveness of products. In some cases, a company reacts offensively to prevent entry of competitors by selling product even at a loss. To achieve quality leadership by pricing. Pricing is also aimed at achieving the quality leadership. The quality leadership is the image in mind of buyers that high price is related to high quality product. In order to create a positive image that company's product is standard or superior than offered by the close competitors, the company designs its pricing policies accordingly to remove competitors from the market. The pricing policies and practices are directed to remove the competitors away from the market. This can be done by foregoing the current profits by keeping price as low as possible in order to maximize the future profits by changing a high price. After removing competitors from the market, price competition can be removed. Weak competitors. Custom related objectives. Here it includes to win confidence of customers, to satisfy customers, and other objectives include market penetration, promoting a new product, maintaining image and reputation in the market. To skim the cream from the market, and then price stability, survival and growth. Basic methods of price determination include cost-oriented. In cost-oriented approach to pricing or cost-based pricing, the selling price of a product is determined by adding a percentage of the profit to the market cost. There are two methods of cost oriented pricing. They are cost plus pricing and target profit pricing or break even analysis. Demand oriented pricing, then pricing differential, then here is perceived value pricing, competition oriented pricing, going rate pricing, cost plus pricing. Then the third question is write short notes on the following. Positioning. Positioning is the process of creating a distinct mental position or image of a product or a service in the mind of the customers as compared to other brands in the market. Positioning helps to create a unique image of the brand and the product in the mind of the consumers in comparison with other products or brands which are already existing in the market. Every marketer considers the brand positioning as one of the most important aspects of overall brand creation. People have different perception about a brand based on how the brand was positioned in the market. In marketing, the positioning concept is followed after the market segmentation, where the market is broken down and a target group for their product is identified using targeting strategy, which is collectively known as STP marketing strategy. After selecting a niche market, it helps to create an impression in the customer's mind. Companies create positioning statement for their brand, product or service which helps customers identify with the business. Positioning is broadly classified into three types: functional, symbolic, experiential. And examples of positioning is products can be understood on the basis of various parameters, characteristics and features of products and services. Some key examples are aspirational, emotional, price based, problem solution, benefits. Warehousing. Warehousing is an important piece of your retail supply chain. While it's not the sexiest of subjects, warehousing and inventory storage affect everything from coursing new raw materials and efficiently managing inventory to getting orders delivered to customers on time. Though the principles of warehousing have not changed much over the years, warehousing solutions have evolved a lot. With new technologies, urbanization, and the ever growing world of online shopping, warehousing has never been a hotter topic. So much so that there has even been a shortage of warehouse space and on demand warehousing popping up. Warehousing is the process of storing physical goods or inventory in a warehouse or storage facility before they are sold or distributed. Warehouses safely and securely store and protect products in an organized way, making it easy to track an item's location when the items arrived, how long the item has been there, and the quality and the quantity on hand. For a small or new business, warehousing their inventory may be done from home until they outgrow the space. At that point, the business will have to rent storage space, lease a warehouse, or, or outsource logistics to a third party and store inventory on their warehousing facilities. In e-commerce, warehousing products are stored until an order is placed online, which triggers the order to be shipped directly to the consumer from the warehouse facility. In retail stores, inventory may be temporarily stored in a warehouse before it's shipped to a brick and mortar store. A warehouse is a location used for the storage or accumulation of factors. The storage function may be carried out successfully with the assistance of warehouses used for keeping commodities. Warehousing is also described as the acceptance of responsibility for the storage of products. Warehousing generates temporal utility by keeping items throughout the year and realizing them when needed. Personal selling. Personal selling was one of the leading techniques for a long period in history. In fact, it won't be wrong to say that it was probably the only form of product or service selling when business activities became common. However, globalization and the advent internet and social media have reduced personal selling to one of many selling and marketing techniques. The selling technique may not be as common as it was before. Still, there are so many organizations that heavily rely on this selling technique. Technically, personal selling has six main features. It is a form of selling where both buyer and the seller meet each other face to face. Personal relationship development between the potential buyer and the salesperson is another feature. This leads to sales and long-lasting profitable connections. Both buyer and seller converse orally in this face-to-face meeting. Both parties talk about the features and the benefits of the product or service. As the client has a face-to-face meeting with the salesperson, it allows a smooth and instant response to the queries from the buyer. Selling in person is a great way to know about potential clients' preferences like dislikes, etc. Making the sale is the last and most important feature of personal selling. The main purpose is to sell the product or service and not just inform the potential client. Objectives of personal selling. Of course, the main objective of any sales is to sell the products or services and build a long lasting, profitable relationship with the customer. But some major objectives of personal selling are described below. Attracting and engaging the potential buyer. Lead the first objective to attract a potential customer who has shown any interest in your product or service. Properly educating the potential client. It involves properly educating the potential customer. This includes educating about the benefits, value added features, price, and everything about a product or service. Urging or convincing the potential client to buy. Educating the potential client is not enough. A salesperson needs to convince the potential buyer that this product or service is the best solution of his/her specific need. Making the sales. This is indeed the basic motive to conclude the sale. In fact, the number of sales is the measure of success in personal selling. Sales repetition, as mentioned earlier, it is about making sales and building a long-lasting, profitable relation. Relationship marketing. Relationship marketing is marketing strategy that concentrates on long-term customer relationships. Rather than focusing on one-time sales, it emphasizes customer retention, satisfaction, and loyalty and long-term engagement. The primary aim of customer relationship marketing is to develop emotional customer connections to the brand that can increase long-term sales transactions. Benefits of relationship marketing is consistent customer experience, customer reviews and feedback. Loyal customers are your marketers, and consumers are part of business decision. Now the fourth question is differentiate between the following: consumer goods and industrial goods. Now these are some parameters on the left side: definitions, buyers, elasticity, value, influences. Now we will, according to these parameters, we will distinguish between consumer goods and industrial goods. See definition first of consumer goods. Consumer goods refer to those goods that are produced to satisfy the wants of the ultimate consumers, and industrial goods means those goods that are used in the making of other goods. Buyers. There exist several buyers whose locations are scattered across varied regions in consumer goods, and in industrial goods buyers are few and can be found in concentrated regions. Elasticity. Consumers have an increased level of demand elasticity, and industrial goods have the elasticity for the demand for industrial goods is fairly low. The value of consumer product is low by comparison. The value of the purchase is bought and sold is high. The market is affected by the change in consumer behavior. It is typically affected by technological or global change. Now selective and intensive distribution. Intensive distribution. This is a marketing strategy under which a company sells through the widest possible channels and cover as many outlets as possible, so that the customers come across the product virtually wherever they go: drug stores, gas stations, supermarkets, and like mostly common for this strategy is common for snacks, soft drinks, juices, foods, basic suppliers, and magazines. Profit margin is intensive distributors work with many manufacturers and generally sell high volumes of goods at lesser prices and earn lower margins. Pros: increased sales, wider customer recognition, impulse buying. Cons: chat characteristically low price, low margin products that require a fast turnover, difficult to control large number of retailer. Selective distribution. This strategy is usually observed for more specialized products which are carried through specialist distributors covering a specific geographic location. The firm chooses some outlets for distributing its products. This option helps focus the selling of manufacturers on selected outlets rather than dispersing it over numerous marginal ones. It covers product distribution here, basically considers high-end terms such as prestige or designer goods: Puma, Fila, Nike, Adidas. Pros: save expenses, improve marketing efficiency, control the marketing. Cons: difficult to attain a variety of business objectives in relaxed condition of the marketing environment, lack of adaptability to goods that are not selective. A certain risk as firm has to provide more services to selective middlemen. Advertising and publicity. The meaning of advertising and publicity, as summarized in the table above: advertising and publicity are two very different words. Advertising meaning as a noun: advertising refers to the activity of producing advertisements. As a verb, it refers to the drawing attention to a product or service in order to promote sales. Publicity meaning attention given to someone or something by the media. Examples of publicity and advertising is we shall explore more example to better understanding their usage. Advertising meaning as a noun: they have no intention of taking down the advertising in spite of having opposition. As a verb, the creation advertised its presence with knocks on the wall. Publicity meaning the stunt attracted wide publicity in the press. Now see the difference between advertising and publicity. Firstly, meaning, then what is it? The activity of generating advertisements of products and services to commercialize them as are known as advertising. Publicity is activity of providing information about an entity, that is a product, an individual or a company to make a popular is known as publicity. What is it? It is what the company says about its product. It is what others say about the product. यानी कि पब्लिक क्या बोलती है इसके बारे में, और एडवर्टाइजिंग वो कंपनी खुद क्या बोलती है अपने प्रोडक्ट के बारे में. Cost involved. Very expensive marketing tool, and this is free of cost. Given by company and its representative. This is given by third party. It is under the control of the company. Yes, no. Which is under the control of company? Advertising is under the control of company, but publicity is not, क्योंकि ये पब्लिक अपनी तरफ से करती है. विच टाइप ऑफ मैसेज इट कन्वेज, पॉजिटिव, इट मे बी पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव, क्योंकि पब्लिक पे डिपेंड करता है, वो पॉजिटिव रिव्यू भी दे सकती है और नेगेटिव रिव्यू भी दे सकती है. क्रेडिबिलिटी एंड reliability, it is less and comparatively more. Focus on target audience awareness. Reputation, yes, no. Now, selling and marketing, what is it? Selling refers to creating products and selling them to customers. Marketing refers to finding wants of people, customers, and fill them. Selling revolves around the needs and interest of the seller, whereas marketing revolves around the needs and interest of the customer. It emphasizes more on product or service. It emphasizes more on consumer needs and wants. Selling is only an integrated part of the marketing process, while marketing is a wider term consisting of number of activities. Selling is based on short-term business planning. Marketing is based on long-term business planning. It manufactures the product first. It identifies the market first. It is sales volume oriented. It is customer satisfaction with profit oriented. If views business as a goods producing and selling process, it views business as a consumer satisfying process. Here seller is considered as kingpin of market. Here consumer is considered as kingpin of market. Comment briefly on the following statement. Rural marketing in India offer huge opportunities and throw challenges to marketers. Approximately 68% of rural India do provide for ample opportunities with its vast potential, but also put some challenge for marketers which demand some unique solutions. Organizations still have a long way to go, but it is clear that the companies will eventually have to explore the rural markets for growth and opportunity. Rural marketing is a process of developing, piercing, promoting, pricing, promoting, assessing products, and exchanging the products between rural and urban markets, which satisfy consumers. As there is more competition in the urban market, the companies are looking for extended their products to the rural market. In recent years, rural markets have acquired the overall growth of the economy, which resulted in a significant increase in the purchasing power of the rural communities. On account of the green revolution in India, the rural areas are consuming more manufactured products. The market scenario in the rural areas today is changing very rapidly. Rural families have their own set of aspirations and are willing to pay the right price for the right product. It is very difficult for the companies to overlook the opportunities they could have from rural markets. The companies have to overcome certain challenges. Rural marketing offers a great chance for different branded goods as well as services for large number of customers. Increasing income. Different programs undertaken have helped to improve the economic situation of the rural areas. Increased per capita income. There is an increase in the per capita income of rural population because of an increase in literacy rate. Government schemes and yojnas, availability of credit and loan, employment opportunities, accessibility of market. A marked amount of development has taken place in most of the rural areas, making them accessible from the urban areas and making it easier for the supply of products to these regions. Increasing direct contact to village, which helps product promotion and easily availability of the product in the village shop. Challenge in rural marketing, backwardness. The poor purchasing power and rigidity are main constraints for marketers to serve the rural population. Low literacy rate. The low literacy rate in rural areas is associated with communication problems, effective media challenge like to create trust among the rural folks regarding the products, educating the rural consumers about the requirements and to make them understand how their product is different from similar products offered by competitors. Avinash Kumar, Deepak Bandari, Gaurav Khanna, Ashfaq Ahmad, Kumar P.N. Dangi. Low per capita income is lower in rural areas compared to those in urban areas. Seasonal demand. Agriculture to a large extent depends upon the monsoon, and therefore the demand or buying capacity is not stable or regular. Okay, then see poor transportation facilities. Farmers facing difficulty in reaching the markets because of poor transportation facility, and 70% of village in the country does not have well constructed roads. The basic purpose of marketing research is to facilitate decision-making process. The marketing research links the marketer to a consumer through information. In order to facilitate decision-making process, marketing research should aim to collecting adequate information concerning consumer because marketing forms the basis of a company's strategy MR performs five basic functions. These are description, evaluation, explanation, prediction, and finally, and in decision making. These functions are related to the research project undertaken. Usually, every research study performs all the five function explained below. Description: MR provides data and gives information of customers who buy the product. This includes information about their age, sex, education, income, and the amount of money that they are willing to spend on the product. Description of the consumers is useful in order to draw certain conclusions about the customers and their buying behavior. Even marketing strategies can be decided as per the information available. Evaluation: MR is useful for understanding the views, reaction of the buyers. This includes views of consumers on packaging, advertising, sales, promotion, measures used. A manufacturer gets these details as well as information about this product in comparison with the products of his competitors. This facilitates evaluation of the marketing policies. For example, how far how far the packaging of the product is attractive to consumers or superior as compared to packaging by competitors, and so on. Explanation: MR gives explanation to certain questions of a manufacturer. It may be related to decline in sales, retailers, negative reaction, or resistance of consumers in a particular marketing area. MR enables the manufacturer to understand why sales are reducing, or why the response of the retailer is negative, or why consumers in a particular region are not willing to purchase a specific product. Such explanation is important as it enables a manufacturer to adjust his marketing policies in order to rectify the prevailing unfavorable situation. Prediction: MR conducts prediction functions. Such predictions may be related to consumers, market environment, market competitors, possible socio-economic charges, and so on. This prediction function enables a manufacturer to understand how much people will spend on the specific products into the next year, or the fashions that consumers may prefer in the next year. In addition, prediction about the possible turnover in the years to come is also possible through suitable marketing research studies. The rate of failure of new products is very high. Harvard professor Clayton Christensen was attributed with saying that the failure rate is very high, that is 80% to 90%, which is disputes. Whereas others think it is closer to 40%, but no matter who you believe, one thing is true. Launching a new product is a high risk strategy. I thought it would be interesting to see if there is any consensus as to reasons why. My 5 reasons why new products fail look something like this. A lack of independent and unbiased research into the market and target audience. One of the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur is that they are determined, let nothing stand in their way, and have a unique feel for what the customer wants. Steve Jobs, for example, was not a fan of market research. He famously said, "You can't just ask customers why they want, then try to give that to them. By the way you get it built, they will want something new." Great entrepreneurs might succeed because they are passionate and determined to do so, and because they don't take no for as answer. But that's not without having done their due diligence first. The product fails short of claims made and suffers bad reviews. Companies often make extravagant claims about their products, and consumers lost interest, which is a particular problem in this technological age. When one person can spend bad news to thousands, Microsoft reportedly poured no less than $500 million into the launch of Windows Vista, for which it had high expectations, with a "wow starts now" advertising campaign. But the software had so many compatibility and performances problems that even software's most loyal customers revolted. Vista was a flop, with Apple heavily criticizing it in an ad campaign, "I'm a Mac," causing many consumers to believe that Vista had significantly more problems than it did. The product defines a new strategy and requires substantial consumer education, but they don't understand it. Many new products demonstrate classic red ocean thinking and break new ground by offering consumers a different product to a competition. This is a key reason why new products fail, as if the consumer does not understand the point of difference, or if they don't understand what makes the product unique, they will simply stay with what they are used for. For its biggest launch since Diet Coke, Coca-Cola identified a potential new market, 20 to 40-year-old men who liked the taste of Coke but not its calories at craps, and liked the no calorie aspect of Diet Coke but not its taste of feminine image. C2 was introduced in 2004 with a 50 million advertising dollar campaign but failed dismally as their target audience could not see the need for the new product. So they stuck with what they were familiar with. Simple margin rules make bad pricing policy. So price is the important element of the marketing mix, as is the only thing that brings in revenue. Everything else is a cost. Too often, though firms have a plan for all products achieving a hurdle margins or better, and while having an overarching margins target might seem wise, it actually causes issues. Firms tends to either underprice some offerings, leaving money on the table, or overprice others and not allowing the money to surge the table in first place. Instead, companies need to understand the value of the benefits their offering delivers to customers compared to alternatives and price according to that value. Weak launch or a poorly executed launch. Most new products require a reasonable degree of promotional support to build brand awareness and to assess distribution channels and retailers. A limited launch budget or a poorly executed launch is another reason why new products fail. Combine this with adverse media attention, usually related to deficiencies in the product design, price level, or early use problems experienced by consumers, and you have a recipe for failure. Market communication plays an important role in a company's overall marketing program. Building and maintaining relationships. In order to have effective and long term relationships with its stockholders, stakeholders, a marketer needs to have good interpersonal skills. It is important to create an emotional connection with your clients. It is necessary to make your potential customers feel valued and comfortable while telling them about your goods and services. Facilitates innovation when marketing. Innovation is one of the most important elements of the marketing process. To market the goods and services better than its competitors, one needs to be creative. For this, one needs to have effective communication skills so that you are able to convey their ideas well. Enhancing transparency. Needs to be completely transparent with its marketers because they are brand ambassadors of the business. They are the ones who will be convincing the customers across the globe to trust your brand. Moreover, effective communication makes employees and customers sure that their needs are considered and understood. Overcoming marketing obstacles. There are many challenges that a business has to face. These could be cultural barriers, language barriers, etc., which hindered the process of marketing. Therefore, one needs an effective communication system to make the marketing process effective. If a person has the right communication skills and approach for specific target groups, then it becomes easier to understand the needs and establish connections with the customers. Establishing professionalism while marketing. There is always a professional relationship between the business and its customers and clients. It is required to use a professional language while dealing with customers. As a marketer, one must possess good interpersonal skills to connect with prospective clients. So, this was all for the today. Thanks for watching the video. Bye bye.